Hello, and today what I have is a little mod tutorial on the Harken Scythe mod, part of the Hexit mod. This will be going into the older version of Harken Scythe, the one that is in the Hexit mod pack. The newer version, of course, is a lot better and has more bug fixes. But for those who still use Hexit, like myself, would like to know, how to get into this mod on Hexit. So let's get started. When you're wanting to get started on the Harken Scythe mod, you're gonna want a scythe and a glaive. Alright, and let me go ahead and show you what these do. Let me spawn a zombie here. If you hold right click with a glaive, you'll charge up, release, and voila, you will see blood splatter. Oh, I'm trying to kill him. There we go. And so you're going to need one of these essence keepers. You just simply right click and you'll pick a little bit up. Although right now I'm in creative mode, so apparently it just fills it straight up. Anyway, that is how you collect blood. You'll be able to collect one per these big splatters. You can't pick up the little splatters yet. It just won't work. There's not enough there. So you have to do it on the big ones. You have to watch out where you are trying to harvest blood, because these blood splatters will not land in water, and they will not land on any transparent blocks like leaves, slabs, stuff of that sort. So you need to be on sturdy ground, solid blocks, in order to obtain blood. These things will hold 40 blood, and you collect it one by one. And when you have collected some, you empty it into your blood crucibles. Here they are. And you'll empty it out, I believe it is 10 blood points at a time. And so voila, you simply fill it up by right clicking. And so that is how you collect and store blood. You can simply look up the recipes for these in the NEI. Okay, now on to how to collect souls. That is simply used with the scythe. Don't die yet. Alright. Now if I kill it, voila, there is a soul. And I simply collect it using one of these, and voila, it captures it. Souls, you store less of them in one of these. You can only store 20 as opposed to the blood, but they kind of give you more for their worth. You store them at 5. You can only put them in at 5 at a time in one of these crucibles. And you can look up the recipe for a soul crucible on the NEI. In order to use the collected souls and collected blood, you are going to need an altar of blood and an altar of souls. You can look up the recipes for those. You're going to need ender pearls for a lot of the recipes on the Harken Scythe mod, so I do recommend either going to the end or creating some sort of enderman farm. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some of these souls to use. We have some here. Now, one thing you can do with your souls is turn iron into living metal. And living metal lets you create armor and tools. And the armor and tools will repair it themselves automatically every time you collect souls in a jar. So the action of collecting a soul will repair it. Okay. Another thing you can do with these living metal ingots is create a block of living metal. You can use this for a special little utility. You place it down and any living creatures nearby will regenerate health, including players. So this is nice to have around your base or even around a farm in case something hurts your farm animals or something of that sort. So a useful little item there. Okay, so now another thing you can do is, I believe it is wool. Yes. Yes, there we go. You can create soul weave cloth. You simply craft it like you would armor to create soul weave armor. I will tell you the uses for that later. You can do the same with blood, creating blood weave, and you use the blood weave to craft the blood weave armor. It is very lightweight armor, same strength as leather. I believe it even has the same durability as leather. It has a special bonus. As you can see, I can drink the blood, or I can drink the souls. These will give me little buffs. As you can see here, the drinking of souls gave me a little resistance boost. Putting on the weave armor of the different types will give you a larger bonus from consuming that type. And so if I'm wearing blood weave, when I drink blood, I will gain a greater bonus. As a matter of fact, I can get such a big bonus, it will give me strength and speed. I get strength 4. This is enough for me to deal about 10 hearts of damage with a single punch. Let me spawn a zombie here. Voila, I just killed him in one punch. And so, one punch. And so, you get that bonus, a huge bonus from wearing this armor. And whenever you drink blood, you will always get that bonus. You will always get the speed boost, the strength boost, and a little bit of hunger. How much and how long it lasts depends upon how many pieces of this armor you are wearing. Okay, and drinking souls is a lot different though. You do not get a set amount of, a fixed buff. You will get a random buff. And the random buffs, I cycled through them earlier. You will either get water breathing, you will get resistance, which is very helpful. Let's see here, haste for mining, also very, very useful. And night vision. I believe that is all of them. I sat here and tried drinking this many times, and it gave me many different buffs. I believe those were all the buffs that it gave me. The one that I really liked the most was the resistance bonus, because when you're wearing light armor like this, being able to have more defense is very helpful. And so, that is what these are used for. Also, though, there is, if I can find it, I'm just going to go in cheat mode. Okay, I'm wanting to look up this. Go ahead and grab that. Spectral dye. If I go ahead and dye this armor, you can do it with the blood or the soul weave. I can dye it using this special dye. You can look up the recipe for spectral dye. It's pretty easy to craft. Okay, I believe you can look it up. Let me go ahead and... Yes, yeah. Ectoplasm. Ectoplasm is a drop from, I believe it is abandoned miners. Well, they're undead miners. If you go mining, you will find these little, they'll just look like souls floating there. But they're traps. If you try to collect one, it will summon a spectral miner, or specter miner, something of that sort. And you kill them and they will drop this ectoplasm, in which case you use to create the spectral dye. I believe it has another use as well, but I will not go into it. Anyway, using this you can dye your soul weave or your blood weave invisible. And this is very nice because not only do you get the special bonus for drinking souls, but you also get a nice PvP bonus, so to speak, where you can turn invisible and have the complete bonus of invisibility. Oh yeah, that's another one. If you drink souls, that's another one of the random buffs, is you can turn invisible sometimes. So, very beneficial, and it complements it very well. It gives you a good PvP bonus because then you can get the bonus of complete invisibility with no armor, but also have armor. So it's amazing. And it even works with leather armor as well if you want to dye some leather armor visible. Okay, moving on to the stronger armors of Harken Scythe. You have the living metal, which is simply made out of living metal ingots. And it repairs, I told you earlier, it repairs itself by collecting souls. Then there's biomass. This is the blood version. It is a little bit more difficult to obtain. Oop, there's a falling star. So if you're wanting to make biomass, it's going to take a while. You're going to want to grab a fermented eye. Well, I thought it was a fermented eye. I'm going to have to look this up. What's the uses for this spider eye? There we go. You're going to want a biomass seed. That's it. Come on now, give it to me. There we go. You're going to want biomass seed. You're going to want to germinate it. Now, in order to plant these, you're going to need some soul sand and some creep balls. You can look up the recipe for the creep balls. They're pretty hard to craft. I mean, they're resource intensive. I believe it requires some... Well, let me go ahead and look it up. Yeah, you're going to need some slime. Spider eyes and rotten flesh, it won't be a problem, but slime, on the other hand, depends on where you spawn in your world. So, you simply right-click the creep ball onto the soul sand, and voila, you'll have your starting point for your biomass seeds. You use a glaive as a hoe, and you till your creep soul sand. Oop, it's covering up. Okay. And you simply plant the seed inside it. And wait, I don't believe there's a way to speed up the process. There might be. Anyway, once they grow to maturity, you simply right-click them with a scythe, and it will give you the biomass chunk. This. It will give you one of these, and it will give you one of these. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, didn't have the space for it. There we go. It'll give you back one of these. It's not germinated, so you're going to have to add more blood in order to plant it again. Oh, I ran out of blood. Oh well. Anyway, you're going to have to germinate it again. And so then you just replant and wait again. It takes a while, and to be completely honest, it's not really worth it, considering both the biomass and the living metal is only a little bit better than iron armor. So diamond armor is much better. But, of course, there's the bonus that with biomass and with living metal, there's a way to repair itself, in which case you can save levels on repairing. Living metal, of course, repairs itself from collecting souls. Biomass repairs itself by collecting blood. And so they're very nice, even though the strength of the armor itself does not surpass iron, but only by a little bit. Anyway, also, the biomass armor looks pretty sweet. Looks kinda dark and evil and menacing, but pretty sweet nonetheless. And the living metal doesn't look too bad. Really protective. Kinda looks like something from Legend of Zelda. Okay. I think that about does it for getting started in the Harken Scythe mod. You can play around with what you can infuse with souls and blood. You can Also look up the wiki, of course. And I think that about does it. Hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.